I'm good. Thank you for asking. It's great to connect with both of you. Congratulations on this series. It's fun. I was totally hooked from beginning to end. So, Harriet, I have to ask you in real life today, how would you handle somebody like James, or what would you tell Ruby?
Oh, this is a good question. James is kind of a running red flag. And I'm trying to stay away from those people and men. And I think yeah, it's not good for you. So I made those mistakes in my past, and I'm trying to focus on the good guys. So um, I would go away from him.
You would go away from. What would you advise Ruby?
Ruby,
Um,
run. um, no, I think the good part of this love is that she's falling in love with his emotional side and not with his toxic narcissist side, and she sees like his fragile and sensitive part, and that makes it so hard to go away and to stay away from him. But I would say focus on yourself, and he has to work on himself as well, and to make decisions, and to work it out with his family, and maybe they will work out in the future. So, but yeah.
Got it. It's beautiful. Thank you. Damian, it's a testament to you. You create such a great character and bring the character from the book to life. So congratulations. I'm curious, growing up, were there any American actors that really influenced you, or even teen dramas?
I love Neil Patrick Harris. I saw him on Broadway in Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Love that show. Of course, Bryan Cranston was great in Breaking Bad. Um, so yeah, there's been a lot of American actors. I mean, I lived a year in New York City, and I lived a couple blocks away, I think, from Liam Neeson. I I saw him in a coffee shop every other day. And him in Star Wars, also legend.
Beautiful, beautiful. In embodying James, how did you move through some of the more intense scenes that were emotional, and even the more intimate scenes that required vulnerability with you and Harriet?
I mean, that's the beauty of acting, I guess, that you can source that from however you work. And for me, that is a lot of personal work, and you can try to explore what's going on within you, and you can try to find those colors that are necessarily somewhere in the picture of yourself, and extract them and combine them in a different way so that you can create a new picture, which is then James, and leaving your own fears and dreams behind to like incorporate those of this character. That is basically vacation from yourself and also part of the job.
Right, right. Thank you for that. Uh, what would you both say is one of the biggest differences between American television and European television? Because I love European dramas and seems to, yeah, I'm just curious.
Difference.
Well, I mean, of course, there are cultural differences in the ways sometimes things are shot. Sometimes the pace might be different. The camera perspectives might be different. Of course, the budgets sometimes still are different. I mean, Europe, we have the problem still with the language barrier, so there are more co-productions nowadays across borders, which I really, I can't envy enough that we do more of those. Also have streamers come in, to create originals, local originals, and then have the potential to travel international as this one. But too often European television still are stuck, I feel like, to the national borders, and that really limits the possibility of just having a global appeal to your story, which as we see in this one, even though it is a local original, really they usually have these like global appeals if you come back to the basic of human needs, which in this case, love travels across all borders.
Right. Were you both fans of teen dramas? Have you watched stuff like Riverdale or Sex Education or, One Tree Hill?
Yes, I've watched Riverdale and Sex Education, so I'm quite a fan of it. I love it. um, I love love stories, and of course, I recently watched One Day on Netflix,
Mm.
that's also really a huge love story and sad
I
love
saw
story.
so much from James in him.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't? I feel like that sinus curve also of them. It was just like this back and
Yeah,
forth. It
yeah,
reminded me a lot of us.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you do such a great, you have great chemistry together. So you do such a great job at really kind of this sort of achy kind of ongoing, pulling you closer and closer. Was there a sense of when you were making it that you were making something that would be so well received? I mean, it has been well received.
I mean, I guess we always imagine that the story has potential. Otherwise, you wouldn't decide to actually do it. But I think I don't know what it is now that we're like number one in like 68 countries or something. That is just overwhelming. I don't think any one of us could have imagined that scale to it. And it's just crazy the responses that we've been getting these last couple of days. And like honestly, I'm just overwhelmed by it.
I would
I think I need a lot more time to be able to actually figure out what is happening. I'm sorry if I sound confusing, but it's just because I am a bit.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Well, one last question for you both. I know that there's two other books in this series, and there's the way that the story maps out. But if there were a season two, I guess there's no word on it yet, but unless you're going to tell us, but um, what would you both like to see happen in season two? If there,
I mean, it's so difficult because because I know the second book and I read it. So I know what's happening, but I hope that they work out and that they find a way to be good for each other and that James is following his dreams and she's achieving her goals and that probably some like they're they're happy, but that's not how the world is how it's working. So that's
I just want James to go to therapy, honestly. I just want him to be able to work on himself and be able to communicate like adequately, and for those two to be able to communicate their feelings adequately towards the rest of the world. So yeah, just get help, man.
therapy is a good thing. We should all have a therapy fund coming in so that we can
Yeah,
from it as we move throughout our life. That's my theory.
that'd be
You
great.
guys are both really great in it. Thank you so much for your energy and congratulations on everything.
thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much.